Dr. Danesh, I
Uh,
should call him.
there was some technical network problem. I just
Yes, I was supposed to call you.
I missed the same. Let us begin the session once again. Today our guest is Dr. SREEDHARA KURUP, sir, who is a person who has dedicated his life for homeopathy and is from Kerala, and he has completed his DHMS first from Adhirasrama Homeopathic Medical College, Kurichi, and then he went to BHMS, and then later he took MD in homeopathy. And in between, he has worked as a tutor, as associate professor in North Indian College. And thereafter, he got he got an appointment at the Central Research Homeopathy Council at Delhi. And from there, he moved into assistant director level is at CCRH and retired from the other Kottayam CCRH some 15 years back, I think. And he is a person who is giving a lot of presentation in all these sessions. He has presented a session in our Hindi session, English session, and in local language session in Malayalam. So that's a wonderful person. That kind of a wonderful person, Dr. SREEDHARA KURUP, sir. And today, sir will be presenting a paper on anxiety and its homeopathic management. It's a big subject, and maybe having a second part or third part in a later time. So let us welcome our beloved guest, Dr. T.N. SREEDHARA KURUP, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, I like to my sincere thanks from my heart to the organizers of this IFPH. Of course, I am part and parcel of this organization from beginning itself. Still, I like to, because through them, I grown up and I got the courage and to capacity. I got that capacity to take like these sections. So I thank once more from my heart. And next that I thank our founder Hanuman, and that my teachers and my well-wishers and motivators and all of them, I have a big thanks for them. I like to start that Harry, will you please make Harry to a co-host? He is going to do.
He's just joining, sir. Just to join.
Join.
Yes,
He will raise his hand.
Yes,
He will
watching him, but he is not audio is not connected, sir. For weekend. Please. He's just joining, and he is about to. He is already joined, but his audio is not connected. If he is not connecting his audio, we cannot make him a co-host. That's the problem. Dr. Sri Harikumar, you may connect your audio. We can hear me, but we can't see you. We can see you here, but your network, I think, is weak. That's why it is. Yes, you are joined. Yes, sir. I shall make him co-host. Yes, Harikumar, you are now the co-host, and you can share the video, share the PPT now. There is heavy thunderstorm is going on here. Sometimes I may lose the connection, but anyway, sir shall continue.
Even here there is some net issues, but I some if it may lose, I kept ready for my other that to
yes, sir, yes.
on also.
Yes, so, you can start the session.
Okay. First, I like to some introduction. See, it is coming. The anxiety is coming. Anxiety, depression, minor depression, and phobia, etc., are coming. That is the minor these psychological disorders. So it is very, very easy to treat with homeopathically to that. So it is a vast subject. I like to mention that it is a part one, and then the therapeutics, and if few cases, if it is possible, I may give next section, this section, that it may be finished, that the first section I may finish it, and it may be second part, third part may also may be possible. That I most welcome to all of you, especially when Dr. Ganesh and Dr. Hubert and all our members, respected members, to a warm welcome to my session. Thank you. The anxiety. Harimar, please kindly show the
Harimar
slide.
was him, but he is not at uploading. Harimar, you can upload it now.
Harimar is my brother-in-law.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, he is not. Is there any problem, Harimar? You can speak now, Harimar. Whether it is possible.
Hari, whether it is possible, any problem?
Just just unmute yourself and speak. If there is any problem, I shall try from my side.
Otherwise, I shall do it. If he cannot do it, I shall also try to do it. Some of the I shall hold it.
I shall try, sir.
Okay, okay. You are having? Okay,
Yes, yes, I have.
okay. Then it is all right.
Please wait. I shall try. I don't know how far I am successful.
Otherwise, I shall share myself if you
Yes,
cannot.
yes, I am trying, sir. Please wait. Yes.
Yes, okay, all right. Next slide, please.
Let me try.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, it is all right. Next slide. Uh, it is not moving.
Sir, can you see?
Yes, I can see the first slide only. Second slide, I cannot see. Second slide onwards. Now I can see. Okay, thank you very much. 1 minute. Thank you very much. Anxiety versus fear. That I like to say, recently I got a case that is regarding about 38 years old lady, was a bank manager, but she married 10 years back and she was having one 8 years child. And what happened that first there was no problem. Now after her delivery, her husband is telling, you are not having that much beauty, or you are not loving me, and like that. Slowly he got some affection with another lady, and he is living along with her. And after that, she became so anxious and fearful, because she told that I will kill you, because her one sister is in one sister and brother is in that Canada, and father died 2 years back. Up to that time, there was no that much problem. She was not getting sleep, but I gave some medicines along with that, some exercise, that is mainly with that the psychological psychotherapy and counseling. That within 1 week, I was start asking every day about 9 p.m. I may call her whether she is getting don't do that much big one, and then the skin may not see. Then what happened? And she may not get sleep, and she is putting the loud this TV or the radio, and she is getting that much fear. So that is why that she was that much fear, and I give some, first I give some aconite, and after that some relief. Then after that totality of symptoms, I give arsenic oil, and it is she started sleeping very deeply, 9 o'clock, and then early morning I may call, and she was not able to awake, and then she was sleeping very nicely, and she was lost her weight about 10 kg, but she regained that weight. So our homeopathic medicine is one of the best medicine we can challenge in any other systems. More than that, we can give a guarantee, a guarantee that we can treat the depression, anxiety, and phobia and such things, minor type of the psychological disorders, psychiatric cases we can treat. That is the introduction. And anxiety versus fear. Anxiety is what we feel when we are worried, tense, or afraid, particularly about things that are about to happen or which we think would happen in the future. Anxiety is a natural human response when we feel that we are under threat. It can be experienced through our thoughts, feelings, and physical sensation. See that now itself, see, it was delayed about 5 or 10 minutes that I was supposed to get that the sharing, but it was delayed. That time, usually the people may get that some sort of anxiety, that usually like that of anything that in the tense, worries, and fear, such things that it can happen. And in this time, some sort of the anxiety, we are having wonderful medicine, because most of the persons who are sitting here, they may know homeopathy, so that I am not going very detailed to the that next slide, that I may go that the next part second, I may go to the therapeutics, and then few cases of that the cases also I shall show. And now next slide, please. Dr. Danesh, slide is not moving. So there are so many anxiety disorders that you may know, that there is a generalized anxiety disorder that is called GAD, panic disorder, then social anxiety disorder that is called SAD, specific phobias, and post-traumatic stress disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder, that is OCD, and separation anxiety disorder. Like that, 7 type of that anxiety. Usually we are classified into like that. Next slide, please. This is the classification. Hello, Dr. Danesh. Causes of anxiety. Stressful or traumatic events in early childhood or adulthood, family history of anxiety or other mental health conditions, certain physical conditions including thyroid problem. See that usually in childhood, some we will say some type of that the sceneries in our ancient scripts and etc. So many things are written. Some devil, demon, and etc. that the stories they are telling, and if they may not take food, and the childhood they will tell, this is will happen, and that is will happen, and this is that the monster will come, and such things. That, or sometimes the friends may say like that. In such condition, there is anxiety and fear can occur. Certain physical condition, including thyroid problem also. That time also, that our some chemical changes in our brain, it can happen, especially the amygdala, that can happen. Some changes will happen that can cause that the anxiety. Then an estimated 4% of the global population currently experiences an anxiety disorder. In 2019, 301 million people in the world had an anxiety disorder, making anxiety disorders the most common of all mental disorders. Yes, all the people are having one way or the other way of some type of the anxiety. Every when they may be late or to get not getting, uh, may not get the opportunity or may not get the bus, or if we are late in sometimes to hurry and etc. causes problem. That time it can be, and after the COVID, that it will become to double than that. This is the um, data before the COVID. After the COVID, it became more and more, and now it is little again reduced, but still that it is there after the Corona period. Next slide, please. So we are having very good medicine for such things, that the anxiety disorders, so many medicines are there that I shall explain later. How to recognize anxiety? We can recognize yourself and others, that these are the some of the signs and symptoms. Overthinking, avoidance, sweating, these are the symptoms. Stomach issues, panic attacks, needing reassurance, procrastination, trouble breathing, headaches, rapid heartbeat, insomnia, memory issues, etc. etc. See that these are the causes, that main causes of the symptoms of that. Different types of the symptoms, these are the different types of the symptoms. It can cause these types of the causes can, this way we can understand this is an anxiety, that some people are worrying about so much things, small silly things, that we are, according to the causes, we are having very good medicine. And here, that is most of the time, it is recently I treated a case of one lady. She was not allowing that her husband to go out, and always she wants to the company, and she was interested to the his presence. So I treated with our medicine Hyosyamas, and it is completely cured, and she was happy. After that, she allowed him. Otherwise, she will not allowed to go to the outside the house. She feels that something will happen to him. That was the case. Next slide, please. Hello, whether you can follow or not. Hello, whether speed is more or not. Dr. Danesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can go ahead with the same.
Okay, okay. What is an anxiety disorder? Little up. Dr. Danesh, the slide is not clear. What is an anxiety disorder? An anxiety disorder is a type of mental health condition. If you have an anxiety disorder, you may respond to certain things and stimulation with fear and dread. You may also experience physical signs of anxiety, such as pounding heart and sweating. That sometimes we may go to see sometimes what to do. That such condition, there are some symptoms may come, sweating and palpitation, and so many other symptoms also can come. It will come one after the other. It is normal to have some anxiety. You may feel anxious or nervous if you have tackle a problem at work, go to an interview, take a test, or make an important decision. And anxiety, example, anxiety has us notice. Example, I like to say uh, one of my patient, he was little dark in his compared with all other house members. That whenever he may go for an interview, he feels that because of his darkness, he is not selecting, and he is having and also he is always to be so anxious and fearful about the appear for to the exams and the interviews. So, and before that he is entering the interview and exam, we must have to go to the toilet several times. The Argentine nitric and working completely. Completely now he got a job and he is selected, he is happy. That is the wonderful experience in homeopathy. Most of them you may experience also. What is an anxiety disorder? But an anxiety disorder goes beyond the regular nervousness and slight fear to may feel from time to time. An anxiety disorder happens when, number one, anxiety interferes with your ability to function. You often overact when something triggers your emotions. You can't control your responses to situations. Anxiety disorder can make it difficult to get through the day. These are some of the what is that the explanation about the what is anxiety disorder. Next slide, please. So the main part is that amygdala and cerebral cortex, these are the changes happening. Some changes happen into the when there is anxious brain. The amygdala is responsible for initiating the fight or flight response. Two circuits feed into it, one that enhances its activity and one that dampens it. In people with anxiety disorders, the normal working of these circuits are disturbed and the amygdala is hyperactive. This is the reason mainly. The amygdala is responsible for in the fight or flight responses. This is the main cause of that the brain changes happening. The amygdala is taking care about all these things. Then second one is prefrontal cortex, center for rational logical thought. It is involved in laying down new memories and tempering learned fear responses. This is the prefrontal cortex. There are some things that it will be logical thoughts are coming and rational thoughts are coming and memories and all these things are happening in this part, that is the prefrontal cortex. Then prefrontal and anterior cingulate cortex, that the amplifies negative information in your surroundings and makes you pay attention to it. This is the responsible for these things. Next slide, please. Amygdala and cerebral cortex. Amygdala and cerebral cortex are critical to the stress response we experience when facing anxiety. These are the two organs, the brain part that critical to the stress response we experience when facing anxiety. There some changes are happening. The amygdala is the region of the brain primarily associated with emotional process. Example, fear, anger, aggression, sexual behavior, emotional memory, etc., are main functions. Then the cerebral cortex is the furrowed outer layer of the gray matter in the cerebrum of the brain associated with the higher brain function as voluntary and formation, learning, and other things. Okay, next slide, please. The amygdala is like a protector. The amygdala is trying to protect you from any potential danger in many cases. The amygdala assumption that be protected from some type of danger is incorrect. The human amygdala seems to be predisposed to respond to certain stimuli as if they are potentially dangerous. Snakes, spiders, heights, etc. Over thousands of years of evaluation, the human amygdala has been programmed to fear things such as insects and snakes because it served in survival at some point. That we are having some special medicine are having example snakes. I cured so many cases with our lacninum spider that the tarantula commences some of the cases. There are so many other 6 or 7 medicines are there. Then argentine nitricum in the Kentra pottery, it is there. Then sometimes what happened, the fire also, fear for the fire, that coprum is also one of the medicine for such fear. And recently, what happened, my granddaughter, grandchild, that she is having only 1.5 years, she went to the bathroom and opened to the tap. Immediately, boiled water came and she got heart. Several times we said that don't open it, but don't know, somebody kept it to the on, and now she got a fear and anxiety whenever she see that the water, that it is telling like that. When you may see that the cat which saw that went to the dipped into the hot water, then it may see the cold water also, it may get some fear like that. She may see that she is very careful about to the putting, that she will not, before that she will rush. So like that, some of the experiences also will give us some of to the experiences. It will go to the our brain, and there are some changes that it will lead to understand that we must not do it like that by experience. But the fear that is programmed into the amygdala can be changed. Many objects and situations, sir, please make it in little correct position. Dr. Ganesh.
Slide is not, there was a technical problem with the laptop.
Then I can try to myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I shall stop sharing.
Then 1 minute, I shall come in 1 minute. Yes, the amygdala is like a protector, but the fear that is programmed into the amygdala can be changed. Many objects and situations are not naturally feared by amygdala, meaning they were not programmed into the amygdala at birth. Instead, the amygdala learns to fear them as a direct result of life experience. For example, a child doesn't naturally fear flames. I already explained. But if the flame burns that child, he or she will naturally begin to fear anything associated with fire, candles, lighters, sparklers and so on. That is the amygdala at work. But since the amygdala can be reprogrammed, the child can over time learn not to fear certain stimuli. I already explained about the one of my granddaughter's experience, that the amygdala is like a protector. The amygdala formed emotional memories. The amygdala forms emotional memories. The amygdala will form an emotional memory of an experience and attach it to. For example, you might fear that object or smell without any conscious memory to back it up. Many people who have been in a serious car accident become fearful of sitting in the same seat in the car when the accident occurred. An example, if you are sitting in the back seat behind the passenger seat during a serious accident, you may develop a sense of dread anytime you sit in that exact seat in anterior that the same seat or another car, the same place, without even fully understanding why. That is the emotional memory of the amygdala. Example, I can say, while I was serving in Gujarat, I was in becoming an examiner. It is in 1981. Then we are traveling from to the Anand to Baroda. On the way, there was some accident happened. I was sitting in the back seat. Except myself, all there were spot death was happened. That still, whenever I may travel, that it will come along with some of my friends, it will come always to my mind. Another incident, when I was coming from Udupi to Calicut one inspection along with that Dr. D.P. Rastogi, that even that our president, Dr. Ismail Seth was there. It is 1986 that we are coming together in Kanganadi, in the Mangalore. There was one big accident happened. His car is completely destroyed. And after that, that Rastogi was sitting in the front of the car and he got a fear, and Dr. Rastogi came to back seat, and he asked me to sit in the front seat. So such type of these things can happen. Like that, I met an accident and my knee joint and ankle joint, and it went. Still, I may come that road. I will avoid sometimes. That if another road is there, parallel road, I may come that way only. That's so the amygdala and some of the memories it is making some protector, some carefulness. Some of the places, some people may die, that they may be, we will take more care. Oh, yes, here it is. That in Changanasheri, there is a place, there are so many people died, so that people may come there and they are very careful, because the amygdala it will protect, it will act as like a protector. Next slide, please. The amygdala forms emotional memories. The amygdala will form an emotional memory of an experience and attack it to. For example, you might fear that object or smell with any conscious memory back it up. Many people who have been in a serious, that I already explained. Next slide, please, sir. Oh. Some problems in the network connection. Sorry. Fight or flight or freeze response. The amygdala is responsible for activating what is known as the fight, flight, or freeze response. During this response, there is an activation of motor system and increase in levels of neurotransmitters and an energization of to this sympathetic nervous system and a release of chemicals such as cortisol and adrenaline into the bloodstream. your body will undergo immediate changes such as increased heart rate, tensing of muscles, and dilated pupils. You may start to tremble and feel sweaty palms, heart pounding, and bowel issues. Activating fight, flight, or freeze response is a primary role of the amygdala. So the amygdala is a very big role in this anxiety and fear. The amygdala language is based on experience and association. The cortex-based anxiety. Anxiety is sensory information. The cortex can initiate anxiety in a few different ways. The first way involves how the cortex processes sensory information. As the cortex processes this sensory information, it can interpret a perfectly safe sensation as threatening. For example, a letter from the tax office arrives. Your imagination might automatically assume that you owe money. You feel anxious as you open the letter, only discover that it is a standard notice sent to all taxpayers. Say, I have one experience while I was in service that one tax officer came for medicine. So I was having that whether tax is in the limit or not. I asked him that then. He saw that my earnings and I was having little practice those days. We are not allowed to practice, but I was having little private practice also. That then what happened, that he immediately told, one day I am coming to your house and I must have to verify what are the things you are having. Of course, I was not having any extraordinary money. I have not earned anything unwanted or without that the income tax and the without the knowledge of the government, that without the permission of the head office, I couldn't purchase anything. Even my house, any furniture or any items which is costly, I always to inform to the head office, then only I purchased. So anyway, it caused me some anxiety and some fear. These are the some of the incidences we will in the cortex and the amygdala are making very, very important function. So that is why I am interested to take this place. Otherwise, simply we may go for the cases and the some tips or that the this we can give more some cases also. But anyway, these are also more important how it is acting. This is that the physiopathological things, what is happening in our brain, that it is very important. Next slide. The cortex-based anxiety. Anxiety without sensory information. The second way the cortex can produce anxiety is by overthinking. Example, would you prepping for a job interview, you start worrying that you are going to look bad or come off like a fool in front of the interviewers. There is no sensory input to suggest such things, yet your cortex can create all sorts of unsavory sceneries that initiate an anxious response in your amygdala. So this is what happens, that you imagine, yes, that I may not be successful. Such things will happen. That itself will some changes will happen in cortex, and it will be some changes. It will happen. So your all confidence will disappear without sensory information. Left side with the right hemisphere based on anxiety. See that your left hemisphere is that the regarding to the worries and thought, doubts, ideas, etc. That OCD and GAD, etc. are the examples. Example, thinking about a normal fever as a severe disease, unknown facts like purpose of life, meaning of the world, etc. The left hemisphere and right hemisphere, it is having different functions, so that the thoughts, doubts, ideas, and example, thinking about normal fever as a severe diseases, unknown facts like purposes of life, meaning of the world, etc. These are the sensory information. It is the left hemisphere that is responsible for the worry. And how to manage, avoid thoughts and distract cortex. Try to make amygdala to cope up with those questions without worrying. This is the way. Even some medicines in our homeopathic medicines are compared with all other things that you may take. That also will get your confidence level more. And these are the some of the common things you must have to know. Here, left and right hemisphere based answer. Right hemisphere based on fear. First of all, left is regarding worries. This is regarding to the fear. Images, visualization, daydreams, etc. Panic disorder. How to manage. Be a passive observer. Don't try to stop up the resist. Understand that it is not easy to control the thoughts, but we can decide whether to be affected by these thoughts or not. Amygdala-based anxiety. When you are in an extreme anxiety, amygdala will override all your neurological problems. Amygdala will take control of the brain. This defense mechanism helps our anxieties to survive. So amygdala is one of the most important part in our brain to do all these things. Amygdala determines how we act in a crisis. Trigger is defined as an anxiety-provoking stimuli, such as sensation, an object, or an event that was originally neutral, meaning it would cause fear or anxiety for most people. Amygdala learn to fear. Amygdala makes negative association with an incident, object, person, or a place, etc. And the presence will make amygdala anxious. Amygdala makes negative association with incident, object, person, or places, etc. And its presence will make amygdala anxious. Example, PTSD, panic attack, fear of heights, darkness, etc. We are having different medicines for such that the height and the for the panic attack, fear of heights, darkness, and example darkness, that it is the stramonium is one of the best medicine. Fear of the height, etc. Right, there are so many good medicines are there for anxiety and the fear we are having. So many medicines are there. Systematic desensitization with the spreading. Systematic desensitization, relaxation training is followed by gradual, usually imaginary exposure to the feared stimuli, starting with the least feared stimuli, least scary approach. And this is the one method that we can. Spreading involves immediate exposure to the stimulus. Exposure therapy has been described as the most effective way of treatment for scary approach. There are so many these things. Even more than that, our homeopathic medicines are definitely will work better than along with that. It will complement each other. So there is no fear to giving homeopathic medicine. Along with that, it is very effective. Along with that, the some counseling and some psychotherapy and etc. Lifestyle. What are the coping with anxiety. What we can do? Lifestyle changes, daily exercise, endorphins. When you do the exercise, endorphins, that is it is a very good for the health, the endorphins that it will produce. That is, that you may do the exercise purposefully. If you may enjoy the exercise, then only some type of dance and some type of to the yoga and some type of the, you must have to enjoy that, then only it will be good. Then do the good sleep. That is also very essential for that. Health, health eating habits, nutrition for brain. Recently, in another group, we are checked about 15 to 20 people are there in that group. We checked that our D3 and B12, except one person, all others are having some deficiencies. So after that, I may ask most of the person, today also, I asked one patient, a depressive patient, I asked to check. There are some changes I observed. So we must have to see that the nutrition food also we must have to take. Sometimes the vitamin deficiencies or some other minerals, or sometimes what happens, it can be sometimes that your thyroid function test, some like that, so many things that it can affect, and we must be correct it. Avoiding caffeine and alcohol, even all stimulants. Nowadays, so many, even smoking and such things also we must be avoid. All type of to the addictions we must have to avoid. That even that attending regularly, that the always to be into the mobile addiction also can cause that the anxiety. Then another thing, the counseling is often helpful in helping people identity triggers and developing coping skills. Example, ERP. ERP is a procedure, that exposure and response procedure. It gradually exposes people to situation designed to be provoke a person, observes in a safe environment. Hallmark is the ERP is that it doesn't completely remove destroying the situations and thought. That is the thing that in the CRP. But CBT is far better than ERP. CBT means cognitive behavior therapy. That I think that I took one class regarding earlier what is CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. There that you are thinking and your behavior and all that will be changed with through some steps are there, 6 to 7 steps are there. According to that, if you may follow that, definitely it can be changed, that your anxiety and fear can be completely cured. Along with the homeopathic medicine, it will quicken, it will complement, and it will follows. It will definitely can cure such cases. Then medication is also common treatment for anxiety, mindfulness, reduce amygdala reactivity. Medication. Our homeopathic medicine is far better than any other system in this world. So I am treating since last 50 years that, but still that last 25 years I am giving more importance. Mainly I am treating to the depressed patient and anxiety, fear, and such type of the cases I am treating. I am getting very good result, especially mental cases, the minor mental cases, that the psychological disorders I am treating, and I am getting a very good result. Many people benefit from the combination of the two. That usually people think that the psychologists think that that is the no need of medicine, because I am learning psychology also. I know so many other alternative psychology. They are teaching there is no medicine. but there are very good medicine. But in medicine psychiatrists, they are telling there is no any psychology, it will not affect, but it is not true. But it is many people benefit from the combination of the two, the psychology and as well as to the medicine. Those will, it will give very good result. So thank you very much. If any question, now there is 5 more minutes, that there is, that is still I can say some of the examples and the some of the remedies, that next time, next sorry for the interruption. There are so many disturbance came. That is why I was not able to be. I was also little anxious because so much interruption came in between. I am sorry for that. Thank you one and all for your patience, hearing, and coordination and cooperation. Thank you very much.
It's really a very good session, even though there was some the interruptions in between. It is not due to your problems, sir. It can happen when we are doing such things in online, because we are doing, even though even in a public platform also such things can happen. These are, but anyway, you really covered the subject within the time itself. That's the beauty of your presentation, and it is really a very important subject, and we have shown that the justice. Of course, we can have our second part as per your convenience in the coming month. Anyway, I congratulate you for that, and I invite those people to have a chat with SREEDHARA KURUP sir. I invite our. Yes, sir. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute. Yes, you can speak now, sir. You are mute. You can speak. You are already muted.
Yes.
There was a problem. If some other person want to speak, you can raise your hand so that we can allow you to unmute. And yes, there. Big subject, and which is one of the big thing that we usually get when we patients coming with some other disorder. When we enter into the patient, we find that the patient has so many anxieties. So we will have to concentrate on the anxieties and find the solution to that. Of course, we can find our medicine in that way, but people may believe that by taking the case, they may believe that they may think that we are counseling, but actually we are not counseling, but we just start with the case, and then the case really end up with the correct real picture of the case, and that will end up with the right minimum, and the right minimum is the counseling what the patient requires. This is what homeopathy can do with the, and of course we can do counseling to some people who really want counseling, and they really enjoy counseling. I would like to add to this session. Anyway, we are lucky to have our friend SREEDHARA KURUP in this evening.
I can say one or two sentence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sharing is curing. Why the people are happy with homeopathic doctors, that other doctors may not take so much care, and they don't listen so much. We are having more listening capacity because we take the case very details. Sharing is curing and caring. So that itself will, without medicine, that you are listen, that you will get a good relief, and that you are caring, that they must have to understand that your good rapport itself will give a good relief, and that anxiety will reduce. That is my experience I am sharing here. So when they may come, some doctor, yes, some of the old people will go, and to some of the patients may go to some particular doctor. Oh, of course, Dr. Danish, yes, he can cure. Dr. Sagani can cure the patients, or Ram Paravesh can cure the patients. They have such a faith That is why they are coming. That your smile and your posture and your actions and everything will count. That it will give the happiness to the patients, not only the medicine. It is that your action, everything that it will give. That you simply to take. Recently, day before yesterday, I was taking a class regarding to the attitude and skills of a counselor. I am learning BTA. DTA I finished. BTA I am learning. I learned TCA. I learned that the CBT. So many psychological approaches I am learning, whether that I was supposed to take a class day for yesterday, the part of to the BTA. There the attitude and the skills is more required among to the doctors, that we must have to have a talent, that regarding that when you may put that some all are preparing to the curries, that but some people may make curries, it is very tasty because
Yeah.
they are having that talent. Thank you very much. Now the time is over, that is why I'm not going to talk too much.
Now I invite Sri Vijay Venugopal to say vote of thanks to the session.
Are you able to
Yes, sir.
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
Yes, sir. Kekam. We can
Ah,
hear.
ah. It's been wonderful listening to Dr. Sridhara Kurup's lecture on amygdala. Actually, this is actually what we would normally say. First of all, I would like to tell the other listeners also that I'm not a homeopathic doctor. My name is Venugopal, and this Vijaya Venugopal actually happens to be my wife, and the Zoom is registered in her name, and she permits me to use her phone. I'm not a doctor, but I would rather say I'm a big votary of homeopathy, and I'm in love with this science. So that is how my introduction is. It's been interesting lecture, and actually this I recall having read a book by Deepak Mehta, the famous physician who writes more about alternate systems of medicine. And what he has, in one of his books, he has said that how memory triggers smell, taste, and these kind of emotional things like accidents and other things can trigger of a memory. Like he mentioned about somebody, when he, it seems, his friend or somebody started smoking. At the first smoke he took was at a particular theater, and after 20 years, when this person went back to the same cinema theater, it recalled that he wanted to have a great urge to smoke. So these are things that, unfortunately, modern medicine perhaps doesn't take that much interest, whereas, homeopathy has this, has a school of thought that these are things that can, help. So it's been a very interesting talk, and I hope that most of you homeopaths who are listening to this will join hands, and may your hands heal, and may all of you help us and everyone lead healthier lives. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I can tell you so far one this depression and the anxiety and fear. I am not even single case. Not it is not due to my this thing, but due to some other reason, their reason, it may fail. But my if according to my this, so far I am not failed even a single case. Thank you very much. Yes,
Thank you, Sri Venugopal, for your excellent vote of thanks as well as your comment here in this forum. We are very happy to have the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy, have homeopathic lovers as well as doctors and students. And this is the beauty of this forum. When someone who really loves homeopathy comes here and attending the session and making such beautiful statements here. Thank you once again, Venugopal. And it is, we are also happy to have Dr. Sridhara Kurupal once again in this forum, coming in with the second edition of the same. And we are thanking those who participated in the session also. Tomorrow we will have a session from Dr. Etari Lavanya Sai from Hyderabad, Andhra, and she will be talking about pharmacovigilance. She is a research scholar, so she can beautifully present the session tomorrow. She is a wonderful person who already has presented 75 sessions in different webinars. So let us meet together at the same time tomorrow. Thank you all. Good night. Thank you once again, Sri.